Hey, thank you so much for being here. My name is Jennifer Valor, the Make It Happen coach from the Simplified Office. Today, I'm going to talk to you about having better time management while building your business with a chronic illness. So the video will be, I'm going to share my story, and then I'll just kind of dive right in on some tips and tools, and then I'll give an overview on how I use those tools together and how you might be able to use them too, and or how you can use them to your lifestyle and where you can find and work with me. So let's dive in and make it happen. So I am currently working 2 part-time jobs, going to school part-time. This is my last semester. Yay. And I am managing my chronic illness. So, like you might have just one chronic illness or multiple health issues going on, and you may or may not be able to get disability, and or you're just entrepreneurial and always have been, and you want to build your business anyway. So, despite everything I've been through and what you've probably gone through, we're persistent and determined to build our business, right? I mean, that's why you're here. Now, time management is a little different when you have chronic illness. Unlike most entrepreneurs, they seem to do the hustle. I absolutely do not believe in that. The hustle doesn't necessarily work for us. And even people without chronic illness, I definitely don't encourage hustling anyway. If chronic illness has taught me anything, it's been really listen to my body and rest when needed and know my limits so I know when to push and when to rest. So I'm sure that's something you are currently figuring out yourself or you've already figured out. So what I'm going to go over today is going to kind of help with that a little bit more, right? Because no matter what we're going through or how much we have to manage, we still want to work on our business, even if it's a little bit at a time, a little bit each day. The whole point is we are making that forward momentum a little bit every day or a little bit each week if you're not able to do it every day, and that's fine. Everyone is going to go at their own pace. That's what I want to drive home to you today, is you go at your own pace without burning out and making yourself sicker. I highly, highly encourage that. So my belief around time management is in having a very flexible schedule. You still have deadlines, but your schedule is very flexible. That way, if something does come up and you do need to rest longer, then you can shift things around. And that way, you still can potentially meet your deadline, but you're just moving things around a little bit. And that's perfectly fine too. So it's all about listening to your body and doing what works for you and not worrying about how other people, because we all handle how much we can handle individually. You might be able to handle more than me, or I might be able to handle more than you. And that's perfectly okay. It's not about comparing ourselves to each other anyway. I just want you to be able to make time for your business and make sure you have all the self-care and rest that you need, right? So, okay, really quick, my story. So up until, 2017, early April, I had no problem. Well, for the most part, I was perfectly fine being able to walk all the time, uh, stand pretty much all day long, stand all day if needed, whether it's at the job or up and around running errands or doing housework, whatever it was. So I'm used to doing it. Well, in April of 17, I started getting really dizzy and feeling like I was going to pass out all the time. So I ended up, sorry, that's my phone. So I ended up I went to the emergency room. I was scared. I didn't know what was going on. I had to start calling out of work all the time. And when I did try to go in, I'd almost pass out. So, of course, I had to get that figured out. Anyway, turns out I had a chronic illness at that point, something I had all my life. And then for some reason, I guess the stress at that point in my life triggered it, and it got a lot worse. So since then, I have been learning to manage my time and energy to really, because I didn't feel like I had control over much of else. But I did have control over how much rest I could have and my time and how wisely I used that time when I did feel good and did feel like working on things, right? So whether your story's similar or different, I still hope this relates for you. So since then, I have been managing it, and now this is the first time since that I've attempted to work 2 part-time jobs. Yeah. I use my rollator walker at work. I'm a cashier, easy peasy. So I'm able to use my walker and sit in between customers. So I've had to get accommodations at work. And if you need to work, maybe you'd be able to get accommodations as well. Because like I said, I wasn't able to get disability because it wasn't severe enough. So anyway, so I'm working, doing my best. That's all we can do, right? Just do our best. So all this time I've learned, so with working 2 jobs, 2 part-time jobs, plus 2 classes for school, plus I still want to build my business. Well, right now, unfortunately, I've had to pull back on my business a lot so I can focus more energy on my homework and classes because I'm about to graduate and I got to keep this momentum with my classes. I've done pretty decent, so I don't want that to change. Anyway, so I've had to pull back on my business. And as much as that hurts to do so, I know that that's my priority right now. I'll still work on my business here and there a little bit when I can, if I'm up for it. Because I do want to make sure I continue moving forward with the business, getting that built. And that's all that matters, is that I've just been adjusting, pivoting, adapting, however I need to. That way I get my rest I need to be able to go to both jobs, rest in between, and then do homework. Maybe doing homework even means laying in bed. So whatever that is for you too. Maybe you could work on your business on your laptop while you're sitting in bed if you need rest. Or sit on the couch with your feet up or something. But it's all about knowing your body and your limits. So one of the things I have is an energy tracker. It'll be in a worksheet below. So okay, first of all, the time tracking. Figure out how much time you actually want to work on your business, or how much will your body allow you to cooperate so you can work on your business, and work backwards from that. So I've got a time audit for you, time audit tracker. So my challenge for you is for 1 week is to document your activities. I don't mean necessarily by the minute. Say you were playing on Facebook for a while. Like, just kind of clump categories together, however you see fit, whatever makes sense to you. But don't feel like you have to document every tiny minute. It's just a matter of like chunks of time. So you get a better idea of how much you're able to do each day versus what you want to do. So that's what the whole point of this is to be. And then how much you want to work after this is that logical? Does it make sense for the amount of time you want to work? Does it make sense for the activities that you've been doing? And then you'll kind of start cutting down on what you do or don't do, and just be more focused on income generating tasks. So for your schedule, so once you have your time audit and you have an idea of how much time you want to work and what makes sense for how many tasks you're actually able to do each day without feeling worn out, you're going to write down all the different tasks that you need to do, and we're just going to focus on one project or part of a project, whether it's a launch or you're creating a new service or you want to have so many clients each month, whatever it is you're doing. And then figure out your packages from there. And then you're going to schedule all your non-negotiables and your priorities into your schedule. So I'll kind of show you mine. So here, like, especially with chronic illness, you want to make sure you get plenty of sleep. That's how our bodies regenerate. So I want to have 7 to 8 hours every night. It doesn't always work out, but that's my goal. So that's what time I have to go to sleep, and that's the time I want to wake up. So make sure you put in sleep first. And then, so one of the tools I use is Google Calendar, as you can see. And I love color coding because I just open it up and I can see at a glance by the color what needs to be done each day. And as you might see, I leave a lot of white space in between. Okay, so here I've got to work pretty soon after my first job. So I don't schedule anything in between. That is pure, I know I need to make sure I eat well, get my stuff together for work, and that's it. I'm resting because I am on my feet at my first job as well. But for, say, Friday, I've got an extra hour. So I want to make sure I do a little bit of homework at least. That way it prevents me from procrastinating. And no matter how I'm feeling that day, I can sit in bed or sit on the couch with my feet up and rest and still do homework. So tomorrow, I'm off of my second job and I have a lot more time to work on homework. So I'm going to make sure I get as much homework done tomorrow as possible. And then I'm going to make sure I rest a lot for the evening And then, so today, besides this video and hanging out with my friends later, I don't have anything else scheduled because I just worked 5 days straight at one job, and 3 of those days were both jobs. So I want to make sure I have plenty of space to rest today. So you get the idea. Schedule your non-negotiables. I don't have too many tasks going on right now, so it's a lot easier for me. But if you want to dedicate certain days, it's called batch tasking, to say your administrative tasks, maybe one day's client work, maybe one day is posting to social media or scheduling and posting to social media, things like that. So yeah, make sure you schedule your non-negotiables. And then after that is filled in, make sure you leave that white space. So say something comes up or I need to do something else or I'm really tired after work, I just simply move it, right? I'm going to move that back. That's why I like Google Calendar so much. It's color coded and it's on my phone if I need it, but I'm also a huge paper planner person. So for my paper planner, if you like that, I love being able to just check off and mark through a task. So for my Google Calendar, I have just the general name of what is going on, but within that specific task, I'll have all the details and notes and everything in the description of that particular event, task, whatever it is. So in my paper planner, I only do 1 or 2 main tasks that day. Whatever your top 2 or 3 goals is to accomplish that day, that you know you'll feel good, that no matter what happens, as long as you get those couple of things done, you'll feel accomplished. But if it's a day where your body's not cooperating, and you need to shift things around, do it. It's okay. So I use my paper planner for the top 3 things I want to do, and if I need to call someone or run an errand, I put those in my paper planner. Sometimes I put it on my Google Calendar, other times I don't. It just depends what the task is. But you can use one or the other or both depending on what you prefer. So there's lots of time management tools out there, right? But I am all about simplify. That's why it's the Simplify Office. So the minimal amount of tools you use, the better. So for me, like I said, I use Google Calendar with my planner. And with that, I also use Calendly. So Calendly is synced to my Google Calendar for people to schedule a call with me. And I have the free version. I don't need that much. I don't believe in buying more than what you need. I'm all about being very resourceful, especially within your first up to 3 to 5 years, depending how slow or fast you build your business. I use Calendly. And then for another way to be another thing for time management is being really organized. Because when you're organized, it's quick and easy to find what you need when you need it. And I like to organize everything in a Google Drive. I like it because I can search Google Drive and it'll pull up exactly what I need. This kind of gives you an idea of how I organize my folders. And then within each folder, I might have other folders, say my blog. I have blog ideas, guest posts, tutorials, things like that. So categorize and organize your files that make sense to you. Okay, so we're going to go back to the worksheets. So yeah, for the 1 week, we're going to do the time audit and track our time. During this time, I also want you to track your energy levels throughout the day. Okay, for example, I am most productive first thing in the morning from say 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And then I'm pretty useless until about 2 or 3. And then I get a little spurt of energy and I'll work an hour or 2. And then I'm just pretty useless the rest of the evening. And then sometimes I'll get a little spurt of energy right before bed, and I'll have to brain dump or just work on something really quickly just to get it out of my head. So to get an idea of how your body's cooperating each day and what activities you're actually doing and how much energy they take you, so in the chronic illness world, if you're familiar with it, we're spoonies, right? So how many spoons of energy does it take for you to do different tasks? If you're not familiar with being a spoonie, basically it means it's our way of rating how much energy we have. And so say someone without chronic illness going to the grocery store specifically, maybe it takes someone without a chronic illness maybe only 1 or 2 spoons to go to the grocery store and go shopping. Whereas if you have a chronic illness like us, maybe it takes you 3 or 4 spoons to go grocery shopping. That's what I mean by that. So you can either rate your energy based on spoons or track it on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest. So however you see fit to document that, do that. You do you. And then I've got a habit tracker as well in this worksheet, part of these worksheets, for daily business habits. Because building your business, it's all about consistency, right? And some days you just don't feel like working on your business, but we still need to be visible and be out there. So scheduling social media posts ahead of time helps a lot with that. So here I've got some ideas just to get you started. You can print out this page or not, whether you want to use it, but I have a blank page, and you can print as many as you need and create your own action steps you need that day. And then you just check it off each day of the month. Easy peasy. So these are my business tracking worksheets, and they'll be linked below. Another tool that has really helped me is I've created an undated planner. So I'll go through this really quick. So we've got the month, we've got weekly, your daily priorities, I ended up adding income and expenses down here because your finances have a lot to do with your goal setting as well and doing your tasks and making your goals happen. So we want to track your finances as well and the income you bring in. And then again, here's the business task tracker. And there's a blank one. And this is a get you started page to make sure you post to social media consistently, because we're all about consistency. And then if you are working on a project, whether it's a launch, a blog post, a video, anything you're working on, you can track it here. Again, here's the energy tracker. A space for journaling or notes, like right before bed to help me sleep. Sometimes I got a brain dump. Or just journal what you're grateful for that day, how your day was. And then a blank page for mind mapping or just doodling, if whatever helps you visualize and get those ideas out and create. Yeah. So those are the worksheets I'll have available for you as well. So you utilize these, customize them to how they work best for you. And if you ever have any questions, let me know. You can find me at thesimplifiedoffice.com. You can always contact me. And I do coaching, consulting. I've recently started a Make It Happen lifestyle e-commerce store. Pretty excited about that. So that's here as well. I'm actually backing off of my virtual assistant services and phasing that out because I want to start creating courses more. So I'm pivoting my business away from coaching, or completely away from virtual assistants. I'm cutting that out completely. I'm wanting to do less coaching. I'll still do coaching, but I'm going to do less. But I want to do more of the creativity side. So I'm wanting to add more products to my store, and create courses. And I'll also be creating a group program. So be sure to look for that when this video goes out. It might not be available yet, but please come back and look for it because I'm definitely going to be creating that. All right, thank you so much, and I hope this video was helpful. If you ever have any questions, feel free to contact me on my website, reach out. On social media, I'm The Simplified Office, Facebook, Pinterest, LinkedIn, Jennifer Valor, Instagram, The Simplified Office. So I would love to connect with you if you have any questions, learn more about time management. And I also have a free Facebook community called the Make It Happen Cafe for solo coaches, consultants, and entrepreneurs. So I'd love to see you in there as well. Thank you. Bye.